I have never played Skyrim before. No nostalgia, no fond memories of sneaking around with a bow, no emotional attachment to any of it. So when I saw Skyrim on sale for the price of a gas station hot dog, I thought, why not? But playing Skyrim normally felt too sane, too reasonable, too respectful of my own time. So instead of having fun, I decided to beat the entire game on legendary difficulty with survival mode on, and without leveling up a single goddamn time. No sleeping to level up, no stat increases, no perks, no growth, mechanically or emotionally. This was not a challenge. This was self-harm with a fantasy soundtrack and Nordic chanting in the background.
Say the same.
Like all great stories, mine began with an execution. Mine. I don't know what crime I committed, but the punishment was death. So I assumed I must have looked at a guard wrong. As I'm kneeling here, accepting this is how my Skyrim career ends, a dragon shows up and absolutely ruins everyone's day, except mine, of course. Buildings were collapsing, people were screaming, the justice system was in shambles, and I did what any hero would do. I ran. While an entire city is being flattened behind me, I escaped with a guy whose name I immediately forgot. I followed him to Riverwood, met his family, and they told me to go warn the Jarl about the dragon. A reasonable request. On the way, however, I decided to start a bar fight. Why? No idea. Instinct, probably. I won bravely, and by won, I mean I ran away and didn't die. The Jarl sends me to retrieve a stone tablet from a cave. Outside the cave are bandits. At level 1 on Legendary, combat's not really combat. It's assisted suicide. So instead of fighting them, I climb a mountain like a mentally ill goat and enter the cave from a weird way Bethesda clearly didn't intend. Inside, I defeated bandits, meaning I exploited pathing, doorways, and their complete inability to understand geometry. I also fought a giant spider that I was absolutely not terrified of and definitely didn't scream at. Deeper in the cave, I met a Dragger Overlord. He nearly kills me instantly. I end up luring him into traps and let the dungeon handle this whole situation. After returning the tablet, the Jarl tells me to fight a dragon. I did not do that. Instead, I hid behind cover while the guards did literally all the work. When the dragon is one hit from death, I bravely stepped in, stole the last hit, and absorbed its soul like a rat stealing french fries. After this, I was summoned by the Greybeards. Apparently being able to steal dragon souls has consequences. In order to get to them, I needed to climb the tallest mountain in Skyrim. In survival mode, traversing at all is a pain in my ass. Throughout the whole run, I spent I'm not sure how long, just making my way up and down this mountain over and over again. Once there, they told me I was a dragonborn. They taught me how to shout, which was useful because it let me run past my enemies instead of fighting them, even though I barely used it.
The same person.
After that, they told me to go retrieve a sacred artifact from Ustengrav. I go there, someone already took it. I've tracked them down, and this is where I met Delphine, who decides I need to prove I'm a dragonborn to her because absorbing dragon souls wasn't enough. Delphine takes me to fight another dragon. I did not fight this dragon. I hid, she fought the dragon, and then when it was almost dead, just like before, I stole the last hit again. Delphine was convinced. Delphine decides my next step was to infiltrate a high-profile Thalmor party. This involved wearing fancy clothes, losing all my weapons, not fun, and walking around like I belonged there. Once inside, I immediately stopped being diplomatic and started committing crimes. I ran away through a dungeon and then met back up with Delphine. Next, she sent me to find Esbern. He was hiding in a sewer like a man who knows the game he's in. Everything down here could kill me, so I had to just run past it all, and eventually I got to where he was and convinced him to come back with me by yelling exposition at him. Esbern takes me to Skyhaven Temple to read a prophecy on the wall. Conveniently, this explains how to kill Alduin. The information could have been sent via letter. To continue, I must climb the tallest mountain again. Here, at the tippity-toppity, I meet Parthimax, a dragon. He tells me how to get Dragon Red, which is a shout that would let me fight Alduin. At this point, I realize Skyrim's main quest is just a very elaborate way of telling you to leave. Eventually, I'm told I need an Elder Scroll to kill Alduin. To get that, I have to travel what feels like Alaska. It's cold all the time, I am constantly freezing. Every NPC I meet tells me to go somewhere else. Skyrim had become a courier simulator for my own suffering. Eventually, I find the right place and make my way through another dungeon. Most combat here is optional if you are willing to run, and I was very willing. I enter a strange realm that feels like a Skyrim-sponsored acid trip, solve a puzzle while dissociating, and finally obtain the Elder Scroll. I read it at the top of a mountain, experienced time travel, and accidentally summoned Alduin. After 2.5 hours of fighting Alduin, and more deaths than I'm comfortable admitting, I realized something important. I was never gonna win. So I left, got better gear, murdered an old woman for her walking stick, and came back. This time, I trapped Alduin in a spot where he couldn't move. I hid behind a rock and pixel peeked him with fireballs for 45 minutes. Eventually, he flew away like the cowardly man-eating lizard he is. To find Alduin again, I kidnapped his dragon friend and forced him to take me to school with him. Everything here could one-shot me. So I sprint past the enemies, brute force puzzles while being chased, and nearly lost my mind trying to break through a web wall. Unfortunately, deeper in the cave, I was met with a Dragger Overlord. This guy destroyed me. Luckily enough, I was able to use the tactics I used earlier and kill them from afar. Easy peasy. Yeah. Once successfully making my way through, I jumped through the portal to Sovngarde. I tried to sneak past Soon to no avail. So instead, I fought Soon by cheesing him from afar, obviously. In the Hollow Valor, I stole all the food because survival mode turned me into a feral animal. And I teamed up with 3 ancient heroes, and by teamed up, I mean they fought Alduin. I hid in the back with a bow. Eventually, Alduin died. After Alduin finally died, mostly due to the combined effort of the 3 ancient heroes and my refusal to participate, I'm sent back to the land of the living. Nearly frozen to death again, found a bed, collapsed into it like a Victorian child, and finally checked my level. After running from everything, hiding behind rocks, exploiting pathing, and being told to go somewhere else for 14 hours, I ended up level 15, which means I didn't beat Skyrim. I survived it. So I do not recommend playing Skyrim on legendary difficulty without leveling up, unless you enjoy slowly becoming less human every hour you play. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go lie down now.